Hey guys, it's Misty with My Paper Cuts, and today I'm coming on to share another project for my No Paper Left Behind for the month of May. I'm getting pretty close to being done. I am down to just doing a couple small projects now, but I have a couple of larger ones to share with you. So just to refresh everyone's memory, because I know it's been a hot minute, I'm using the Bo Bunny Family Heirlooms collection. And for today's project, I focused on these two sheets right here. So they both were 3x4 cut aparts, and there were two sheets of each one, so that gave me 48 of them. And let me show you what they look like a little closer up here. So the first one there has a photograph, and then here on the side it has the surname, and then they have the full name, the birth date and place, death date and place, and relationship to me. So that's the first set. And then the second set had, let's see if it'll focus here, the spouse's name, children's names, and some interesting facts. And so what I did was I cut both sheets, the two sheets for each one apart, and I kind of matched them up because there's some in green, there's some in pink, and some in blue. And then I backed them with cardstock and rounded all the corners. And then this is what the back looks like. So I used Simon Says Stamp clear embossing, and I used the Bo Bunny stamp set here. This is the one that goes with the collection. And I used this stamp right here and this little corner stamp down here. And so the very first thing I did was I went through all 48 of them and I gold heat embossed the frame. And then I used my Misty here. And what I did was I loaded this little corner stamp right here into the very corner of my Misty here. And I stamped it, and then I just turned the card, stamped it again, turned the card, stamped it again, yada, yada, yada. So that each one was the same distance from the corner. And then I went through with this Ranger Emboss It pen. And it's really fine tipped. And I just dotted each of the little spots at the top. Oh, and this is stamped in Vintage Photo Distress ink. I use that on all the projects that I'm making with this pad. But I dotted each one with the larger dot in the corner, and then I sprinkled the embossing powder on again, and then heat embossed all four corners. So then I had 48 cards like that, and my thought was, this could be like the old school kids memory games. Because on this one you have the information about the person. So you have the last name, the birth date, date of death, and any relationship. And then this one has the spouses, children's, and interesting facts about that person. So I thought, how cute would it be to have a memory game? And the game is to match up, ooh, there's a corner piece, sorry about that. To match up the person with their fun facts and children and spouse. It's just what I saw when I was looking at these cards. I just saw this memory game. So my thought is that whoever I end up giving this to, is I can stamp a monogram initial in these frames to go with the last name of their family. So I didn't fill that in. I wanted to save that piece. So there's 48 cards like this. And then I had one of these in my stash, and it's an ATC book box, and it came with 3 little tags inside with a binder ring. But I thought it would be the perfect spot because it's just the right size to actually store these cards. So I cut apart one of the, there's a large piece. Let me get that back over here. There's this large pattern piece right here that is just this huge tree. And I just cut the bottom off because it said Our Family Tree. And I cut it into pieces that fit the cover of this box, and then it wraps around to the spine, and then it wraps around to the back. So I kind of like, it's our family tree, because basically by the time you're done, you're going to have, 24 relatives that you can play a memory game with. And then I wrapped it in seam binding just to keep it closed here. And so the box opens like this. And I use the camera paper, which that one and the dress form paper in this collection are my favorite. And then around the edges of the box, I used the text paper again. And then I did the same technique as I did on my cigar box, and I wrapped all the cards up. So I just thought that would be a fun little thing. It is a tight fit because this ATC box is literally made for exactly 3 by 4. So when I cut these out, I did shave them down just a little bit so they would fit. So I couldn't line the inside with paper. But what I used instead was I used some clear gesso just to seal up the paint that I used, just so that it wouldn't flake off, because it was just acrylic paint. And then I had some leftover felt from my cigar box, so I just put that in the bottom. And then the cards just drop right in there. Like I said, it's a tight fit. That's why I decided to tie it just like the cigar box. And I'll go ahead and put that in there. And then the box just closes up. And I thought it would look cute just up on a shelf. I liked how the tree was kind of centered on the spine. But so that's my project. And I hope you all enjoyed it. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.